I'm not going to bore you with a whole history lesson. I'm just going to tell you the facts. When you think of Latin America and you think of Latin America mining and their commodities, the first commodities that come to mind are silver, gold, and copper. However, times are changing and there's a lot more emphasis being put into new resources. To understand where we're going in terms of Latin America mining as a whole region, we need to understand where we've come from. So mining has been at the cornerstone of the GDP for a lot of Latin America. You know, when resources are allocated towards mining, you see an increase in jobs, you see an increase in infrastructure, and you see an increase in investment. Now, there is a rise in different resources aside from the very traditional gold and copper and silver, and it's more focused towards transition metals that will support the energy transition and the efforts towards decarbonization and towards a cleaner, greener world. Some of these metals are lithium, which is also referred to as white gold, and copper, funny enough, which has long been used as a traditional sort of metal, which is now also being used for the support of infrastructure and renewable energy. So you see copper it's essential for wind turbines and for solar panels. So as we look towards the future and obviously the increase in demand for these metals, you know, for example, when you look at lithium, Argentina and Bolivia, they are sitting in some of the largest deposits of lithium. When you look at copper, Chile has been a region that for many years has been at the forefront of copper producing, and they probably will continue to be so. So there will be many different opportunities, but there will also be some challenges. The growth of these sectors will require specific talent geared towards geology, towards mineral extraction, and towards engineering and environmental sciences, which is a big effort that many countries are putting focus on at the moment, ESG and environment. In addition to that, there's also political hurdles, and now I am going to group the whole of Latin America into one region. Of course, policies do differ between those regions, but you know, in the latest years, we have seen a lot of different changes in policy and procedure coming from the government. There has been pushback both from that governmental body, but also there has been pushback from local communities that are becoming more active and are voicing more the environmental concerns that come sometimes associated with mining. You've seen indigenous groups also rising up to that, and there has been quite a lot of pushback in remote regions when it comes to the exploration of mining. Going back to the ESG, governments are becoming much more stringent with ESG compliance, which is making mining companies have to rethink a lot of their different business models, particularly tailoring towards governance and environmental and safety, and that is changing quite rapidly the mining landscape. Aside from all of the aspects that companies and regions can control within mining, there's also quite a bit that's out of the control that has been cyclical and that we can't really get ahead of. This would obviously be commodity prices and the rise and fall of commodity prices at a global scale, and political developments at a global scale again that do affect import, export, trading and overall the landscape of mining. The future of mining in Latin America is promising. While they have been at the forefront of copper and gold and silver, they also have rich deposits for metals that will be necessary for the energy transition. However, this won't come without any hurdles. As explained, you know, there will be political, which there always have been. There is a bigger global pressure into ESG standards, which will also see mining affected. And at the end of the day, there is also a shortage of skills that will need to be filled in the talent gap. And where does CA mining fit into all of this? While there is absolutely nothing we can do with regards to policies, with regards to governments, with regards to the global commodity prices, we can definitely understand the landscape and gear our talent solutions towards helping companies fill those talent gaps and better improve their mining operations.